Imagine Epictetus, once a slave in the harsh outskirts of Rome, walking barefoot through his small school's courtyard. His eyes catch a disheveled student, frustrated and furious over life's chaos. Epictetus smiles, then drops a bombshell. You're not upset because of what happened, but because you think it shouldn't have. That's where everything changes, but what does it really mean? Stick with me and we'll unpack that puzzle. Epictetus's entire philosophy hinges on a simple, radical truth. You can't control life's chaos, only your reaction. But that's tougher than it sounds, right? Epictetus was born a slave around 55 CE in the Roman Empire's eastern edges. Despite chains and hardships, he learned that freedom starts inside. Once freed, he didn't chase fortune but taught others to govern their minds, turning his school into a beacon for those lost in life's storms. Picture life as a wild stallion, powerful, unpredictable, sometimes terrifying. Trying to control it is like grabbing its reins only to get thrown off. Instead, Epictetus says, focus on mastering your own balance and responses, like becoming a skilled rider who stays calm through the chaos. When you stop fighting the uncontrollable, a surprising transformation happens. You gain peace, not because life's easier, but because your mind isn't a battlefield. Epictetus's students found that with this shift, real freedom began where external chains ended. Here's where Epictetus sounds wild. He says, want only what life gives you. But is that resignation or secret power? Epictetus recounts a moment a student laments a broken leg, cursing fate. Epictetus cuts in. What if you refuse to wish your leg unbroken? Then it wouldn't trouble you. By wanting only what actually happens, pain loses its power over you. Imagine desire like a fishing hook. Whenever you crave something your life can't hook, you thrash and get pulled under. By learning to desire only what you land naturally, you stop struggling against the current and float freely. When you give up resisting reality's script, your suffering shrinks. Students noticed an unexpected gift. Loss and disappointment stopped knocking them out. Instead, they faced life's punches with a calm grin because their wants no longer made victims of them. Epictetus tells us we're just visitors on Earth, borrowing moments. That view flips your whole sense of loss and control. Picture life as a grand hotel where you're a guest. Epictetus urges students, treat everything, fame, wealth, even loved ones, as temporary lodgings. Expecting permanence invites heartbreak. Instead, savor the stay, knowing it ends suddenly and without guarantees. Imagine packing light as a traveler who knows they'll move tomorrow. Cling tight to belongings and you'll be crushed. Epictetus compares desires and attachments to heavy luggage, weighing down your journey. Lighten your mental load to glide through life smoother and freer. Facing a sudden loss, a friend's death, a shattered dream, Epictetus's students learned to bow gracefully, not with coldness but with acceptance. They discovered that when you embrace impermanence, grief softens to gratitude and pain becomes a chapter, not the whole story. Remember Epictetus's barefoot walk, his glance cutting through frustration like a knife. He doesn't promise a perfect life, but a better way. Control your reactions, desire only reality, and live like a passing guest. Try this. Next time frustration bubbles, pause and ask yourself, is this in my control? That simple question flips the script, giving you power few ever claim. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.